Greetings! Oh, wait a minute. Something's different. Ah, I've got a ring on. That's what's different. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I have a ring on. We're all good. The suit. Well, that's also new. This is my new suit. We've been talking about it in live streams when I was live streaming, and been talking about it on the Discord server. This is the new suit. So there we go. This is going to be the suit going forward. I'm not getting rid of the old one, but it is being put into storage. Mainly because it's reached the end of life, basically. It wasn't an expensive suit, so it was starting to get threadbare, which, you know, happens over time. But now we have this suit. And as a bonus for the suit, I've created a t-shirt design with similar theme. And if you would like to purchase one of those, I'd be very much appreciated. And more importantly, I'd hope you would enjoy the shirt that we had made for you. Yes. Okay. Anyways. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of RE030, where I take stories from way back in the day and update them to the modern audio standards that we have on the channel today. So this story is called Neighbors, written by RegalLegalEagle. Evil Lord Zeldusa was gloating, as he usually did, before the Power Vault Force 5 in the center of Capital City. While a great deal of damage had already been done, neither side had summoned their totemistic Zodians, modeled after various animals found on the planet. You fools! Now I shall finally show you that the power of friendship is not much for the power of evil. Your great Mechatron will not be able to save you this time. You fool, Lord Zedulus. Friendship will always triumph over evil, and as our multicolored diverse team of super friends, we'll choose our power of friendship and also love to defeat you once and for all. This time, for real. Red Power Vault Force Palo Ranger shouted as his spiked hair waved slightly in the otherwise non-existent wind that only worked on making the hair move around for some reason. The team was spread out in the super action poses as they prepared to hit their transformer watches on their wrists to escalate the fight to the next ultra power level. You fools! Zedusa cried out. I have taken into account every possibility this time. You have no hope for success. Blam! Everyone jumped as most of the side of Evil Lord Zedusa's head came apart and fell to the ground. Bits of blood and brain leaking out of the new hole in his head. Most of the Power Vault Force Palo Rangers leaned over and puked as several figures approached his ruined building nearby. I fucking told you, you incompetent feckwards. Humans have a fucking rule. 3 strikes and you're out. You let that asshat wreck our embassy 3 times. I told you what would happen if he did it a 4th. You miserable twat-waffles. You yeast-infected snunts. You're lucky I don't pull out my schlong and cock-slap you worthless shit stains. The human ambassador was screaming at them as he approached with a small squad of Marines. What? The Red Palo Ranger stammered as he started to lean up. You killed him. Of course we did. I fucking told you. You pink and purple-haired, rainbow-colored douche canoes. In fact, we're going to make extra certain this dumb motherfucker won't be coming back. Sergeant! When he said that, the human marine standing around the body of Evil Lord Zedusa fired into his body, the flesh jerking around as it was peppered with bullets before they stopped. Yeah, he's dead, sir, the nearest marine said. Sergeant, I told you what I expected. The human ambassador growled out even as the Palo Rangers were trying to recover from what they'd just seen. But, sir, the marine looked from the corpse to the ambassador. Sergeant, do it! The marine sighed and then nodded. Jenkins! One of the other Marines pulled a red canister from his back and began to dump liquid onto the corpse before pulling a matchbook from his belt and striking a match to drop it on the corpse. As it burst into flame and began to burn, the Palo Rangers backed away while the Marines just watched it burn. But the power of friendship, the pink Palo Ranger started, Feck that! The power of bullets and chemistry wins every time over friendship. You wussy-filled snunt muffins. All the fecking trouble we go through meeting new species. And they're all cock-gobbling morons. The ambassador muttered as he began walking away. The Power Rangers were standing there in shock, still as one of the Marines spoke up while walking away. Anyone else want some cooked pork? Don't know. For some reason I'm in the mood for fried chicken. So, tell me again, how these people managed to conquer so many planets? Private Wolf asked as he sighted in on the targets ahead of him. Giant powerful mechs covered in weapons, I guess. Private O'Malley replied. But they're upright giant targets. They have provided us larger, easier to hit targets while not really significantly enhancing their weapons fire. Wolf replied, I mean, we can just shoot them a lot. I think that they move around really fast, O'Malley offered with a shrug. I mean, fast for a giant mech maybe, but we can just lead the target. It's not that complicated, Wolf countered. What if we're the only ones who think about that? About what? Leading the target? What idiots tried to shoot something moving fast where it is instead of where it will be? Totally asinine if you ask me. That would be like offering a fight to someone with a knife just because they ran out of bullets instead of just fecking shooting them, Wolf said with a snort. Well, they also like to challenge other giant mechs to one-on-one combat and expect no one else to interfere, Corporal Boyer mentioned. Really? Wolf asked. That's fecking stupid. Who the feck fights like that anymore? Or, like, ever? He continued. Not us, O'Malley said with a shrug. What does one of these things cost? Significantly more than 500 individual AT guns aimed at them, Corporal Boyer replied. If they're mechs, doesn't that mean this is anti-mech gun? Wolf asked on Boyer's side. Just wait for the signal, and we'll all fecking shoot them at once. This invasion is going to be over in like a day. Just try not to hurt yourself, and we'll make it through this, except maybe for Chuck. He might just tragically die in a friendly fire incident involving a shotgun to the face. The three men in the crew looked over at the fourth soldier, standing off to the side, picking his nose. What? He asked, seeing them look at him. Why are you guys looking at me? No reason, Boyer said, nice and loud, before muttering, I wonder if these Xenos realize their super elite warrior class is about to get owned by pretty much the dregs of humanity. I always thought of us as more like peons and less like dregs. Wolf offered. Boyer shrugged. Then, as the targeting system turned green, the 500 anti-mech guns opened fire on the invading giant easy-to-hit mechs. When the recovery team had picked up the beacon, they were rather surprised to find anyone alive, considering the state of the expedition. But Elder Nitchtak had indeed found a lone survivor. But when he discovered they were a human, he was less surprised. They had a knack for surviving what no one else could. So this was, what did you call it? An expedition of nothing but poets. I mean, they're all claimed to be scientists and stuff, but there's no fecking way any of them were scientists. Well, one, their people skills were way too well developed, and they weren't methodical or careful about anything. The lone, dark-skinned human they'd found had graying hair, which Nitchcat thought meant that they were one of the older humans. He had yet to establish the human role in the expedition. He was just trying to figure out what had happened, based on the records. Quite a lot. So, can you tell me again? I know you've been through a lot, but it would help us establish a timeline of events. He started, and the human nodded. Yeah, well, it's all just jumbled up, but I think this one guy who claimed he was an archaeologist. Claimed? You sure that he wasn't? Nitchcat asked. Oh yeah, I'm sure. The human nodded. You see, I've worked at some colleges before, so I've met real archaeologists. They're super careful about everything. They catalogue like everything and take all kinds of notes and never just move something without reason. This arsehole just picked up an ancient egg rock thing and broke it and released some sort of ghost or spirit or mummy curse, whatever. It melted his face and the faces of two other assistants. While that was going on, some numbnut supposed biologist. Nitchcat noticed that as he said that, the humans curled two fingers in the air, with both hands, though he didn't know what that signified. he found this creature out in the jungle and was all like, "Oh, I'm just a dumb fuck who just met a strange creature I know nothing about. But I am clearly big, important biologist, so I know what I'm doing." Let me tell you, he had no idea what he was doing. What did this creature look like? What did it do? What happened? Nitchcrack felt a horrified fascination with the fate of the strange, obviously disastrous expedition. It was this penis snake-looking thing, really bizarre-looking. Anyway, it jumped into his eye and devoured his brain, and then used his body to start attacking others, which you think would have been bad. But that cursed mummy thing had melted faces, and then during all of that, some genius— the way he said it indicated the person was anything other than a genius. Even Nitchcrack could figure that out. Thought that it was time to test their super smart AI program, and it went rogue and started taking over computer systems to start killing everyone. So that's everything? Nitchcrack asked. I wish. Rather than work on survival, these fake scientists, poets, just started making this dumb emo video and audio journals about how horrible everything was, and I couldn't stop stumbling over them and turning them on every other step. I didn't give a shit about the problems. I was trying to survive, because it was around this time it turned out part of the expedition had been funded by an evil corporation to test out the new perfect killing machine that they had pointlessly engineered to be even more dangerous. Yeah, he got free and was killing the people the other 3 issues missed. Nitchcrack nodded slowly. If he hadn't seen the state of the expedition site, he really wouldn't have believed any of this. But from what he'd seen, it actually made sense. Sort of. So, how did you survive? Well, that part was relatively easy. I soothed the soul of the mummy ghost curse with some of my R&B and said ancient words to help it pass into heaven, or hell, or New Jersey. I don't fucking know. Wherever it went, I locked the penis snake brain zombie in the same room as the perfect killing machine creature, needlessly made better, so they'd kill each other, and then shot them a whole bunch with Bay. That's my shotgun. Once I opened the door just to be safe. Finally, I challenged the computer to a game of chess. And while he learned the rules, I just yanked out his plug and then smashed his processor with a fire axe just to be sure. And then dropped the motherboard into some acid, chucked his RAM into a fancy blender, microwaved his hard drives, and, well, I pissed on his power supply, but mostly because I felt like it, honestly. Feck had deleted all my big teddy porn. It's just not right. Nitchcrack nodded as he finally understood. Well, it's good they brought along a human survival expert. It's too bad you couldn't save anyone else, but considering what happened, it is just a miracle that you survived it all. Survival expert? The man exclaimed with obvious confusion. I'm just a goddamn janitor. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.